For 10 years, there was very little, there was almost no federal involvement in building homes across this country. We turned that around starting in 2017, and we will continue to invest, to create opportunities, to create fairness for millennials and Gen Z so that they can buy.
He did turn it around, Mr. Speaker. 9 years is obviously too long for him because he's starting to attribute to the previous government words he said himself.
Yeah.
He was the one who said the federal government is not responsible for housing construction or affordability.
I'll be blunt as well. Housing isn't a primary federal responsibility.
That's what he's been saying for 9 years. And the result has been double the rent, double the mortgage payment, double the down payment. And just this week, a survey showed that 72% of Canadians who don't own a home believe they never will. Canada was not like this before this Prime Minister, and surely it won't be like this after he's gone. The Prime Minister a comment on what it's like to be the only Prime Minister in history to deprive an entire generation of home ownership.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the government that was in place before I became Prime Minister had a housing minister who is now the leader of the opposition, in a government that explicitly said that the federal government had no role to play and no responsibility towards building affordable housing across this country.
That is after he doubled the cost. When I was housing minister, we built 89,000 apartments at an average rent of $973. Since then, the rent has doubled, the mortgage payment has doubled, the needed down payment has doubled. So with all this failure, why is he doubling down?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our Housing Accelerator program, our comprehensive plan to build more homes, to make sure that Canadians can see themselves in home ownership once again, is exactly what we are continuing to invest in. Yes, I pointed out that we cannot build homes alone, that we need partners in the provinces and municipalities. But I never denied that the federal government needs to continue to act on housing. That's why we've done that since 2017. That's why we're continuing to do it now. We need to make sure that young Canadians have opportunities their parents and grandparents have. That's what we're stepping up for. That's what he refuses to do.
Canada has witnessed a lot of heated debates about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's policies, particularly those concerning the decriminalization of hard drugs in British Columbia, and seemingly he wants to start it in Toronto now. Even after British Columbia came out and said they don't want all hard drugs to be used on the streets or in other public places. Critics, especially the opposition leader, Pierre, labeled the policy as Whacko on April 30th in a very heated debate.
I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition one last time to please withdraw that comment, and simply withdraw that comment.
I simply withdraw and replace with the aforementioned adjective.
Mr. Polyev, I have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. Pursuant to the authority granted to me by Standing Order 11, I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation by video conference for the remainder of this day's sitting.
What do these policies entail, and why are they so divisive? The Speaker of the House intervening and kicking the Leader of the Opposition out of the House? That hasn't happened in a while. The debate over Justin Trudeau's wacko policies is far from over. As the public, media, and experts continue to weigh in, it remains to be seen whether these policies will ultimately be seen as visionary or misguided. In the meantime, the Canadian government must navigate the challenges of implementing these policies while addressing the concerns of Canadian citizens. Comment, like, and subscribe. Join if you can. You've been served.